So, first of all, going into my tips and tricks for losing weight and keeping it off. First of all, we're going to go a little bit into my story. We all know that I was 300 pounds when I first started this whole gig, and I have sustained losing it over the last 6 years. It's taken me forever. You can do it a lot faster if you try, a lot harder than I did. I had ups and downs, which I will go through because it's actually one of my tips and tricks. So here we go. We got about 4 people on. We're just going to go with it. All right, so rule number 1 or step number 1, keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate things. You don't need some fancy mumbo jumbo, I need this diet plan, I need to do this, and this. You don't need to do, do your research obviously, but don't fall for those fitness fads that you see, get quick fix schemes, lose 800 pounds in 60 days. They don't work, plain and simple. They're all absolute, complete bullshit. Sorry. But keep it simple. Like, you know what your vegetables are, you know what fruits are, you know what, healthy lean meats are, and if you don't, ask me. Or ask somebody. Do some research on your own. You don't need to come to me all the time unless you want to. I'm not against it, but I know a lot of people out there love to talk to people or love to get on the internet and do their own research. I am one of those. So, but keep it simple. The more simple you can keep it, the better off you're going to be, right? Also, learn to enjoy the process. That's my next one, is enjoy the process. It's not going to be fun, and yes, you're going to have your ups and downs, but ideally make it as enjoyable as you can, because, well, you're going to be in this for the long haul. Make it enjoyable by doing things you want to do. Explore, try new things, try new foods, try to learn to cook for yourself, right? Try new recipes, get people involved, your loved ones, your family, your friends, your close ones. People that are going to help motivate and inspire you to continue down that path. But remember, as terrible as this is to say, a lot of us, when we first begin, you're going to be doing this alone, and that's perfectly okay too. I did the same thing. But every time I did something, I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I was trying to branch out and just do it the hard way. And that's when, and until this year, I didn't enjoy it. I wasn't doing it for me. I wasn't doing it because I wanted to. I was doing it because I felt like I had to. Now, none of us obviously have to do this. We want to do this. So if we can keep that want alive, that's what's going to keep you going. So find a way to keep it fun, right? Do things that you want to do. Don't do the same chicken and brown rice every single day because, well, that's not fun. It works, yes, but it's not fun. So you're going to crash if you don't make it fun. Are there going to be days that you're not having fun? Yes. Are there days you're going to be tired of it? Yes. But do your best to make it fun every day, and that's going to help you stay motivated and stay consistent and stay on track with your goals. Right? So learn to enjoy the process and make it fun, right? Okay. Any questions so far? Nope. Cool. Next up, set small goals, right? We all have this loft. Like when I first started, my goal was to lose 100 pounds by whatever date. I didn't even put a date on it. I just wanted to lose 100 pounds. On paper, that's very much doable, but to be honest, it's not very realistic. It can happen, and it will happen over the course of time, but set smaller goals. So yes, ideally I wanted to lose 100 pounds. It took me 6 years. Not saying it would take you 6 years to lose that much weight, but the bigger the goal, the smaller chunks you take out of it at a time. So let's not use that goal as one. Let's say you want to eat healthy, right? That's very vague, but it's okay. We can narrow it down. So ask yourself, what does eating healthy mean to you? How many times a week do you want to do it? So let's say you're somebody that doesn't eat healthy very consistently. You eat out a lot. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, so don't feel like I'm directing this at you particularly if this is you. But let's say you do eat out a lot and you don't know how to stop, right? You've tried to eat healthy before, you tried to quit cold turkey, and you end up quitting, right? For example, I had a client when I was down in Arizona. She was drinking a 24-pack of Diet Mountain Dew every single day. Yes, that's right. I said 24-pack of Mountain Dew every single day. She told me she had tried everything. She's tried quitting cold turkey. She's tried switching over to coffee. She's tried doing this. She's tried to get on like caffeine supplements to help her out. She's done all the things. What she didn't try doing was breaking it up. So what I suggested to her was to take that 24 pack of Mountain Dew and just subtract 1 every day. So she's drinking 23 every day, right? That's still a lot, but it was 1 less than she was doing before. And it wasn't that intimidating to her, and she didn't get the afternoon crash, she didn't get the afternoon headache, she didn't get anything like that. And then we did 22 as soon as she got comfortable with that. And then we just repeated the process until eventually we got it down to 10, but unfortunately I had to move back home to Vernal, Utah before we could finish out the goal. But the point is, the more intimidating and the more scary the goal is, it's okay. Just take little bites out of it, right? Okay. Have a solid support group. We are, we are like the culmination of the 5 people we surround ourselves with, or something, whatever that saying is. It's true. So surround yourself with people that you know are either on the same path as you, ahead of you, or just behind you on where you're going. You want to have the people that are on par with you, because they're going to help you stay motivated to continue to get better. It's going to be somebody that can work with you, and you're not going to feel so intimidated that you can't work with them and you're not going to get shut out. You want somebody that's ahead of you on your journey, and by ahead of you I mean not better than you, just 1 step in front of you. They've been down this road before. You can learn from those people. You can learn a lot from those people, from their mistakes. You can learn what they did, how they got through their plateaus and what they did for that. Thank you. Thanks, Jamie. So, and then you want some people that are a step behind you as well, because they're going to draw motivation from your story, and you're going to draw motivation from their story, because, well, it's an addiction basically. You're going to motivate them, they're going to motivate you to be better, because you don't want to let anybody down, especially yourself, right? So that's my biggest motivator, is having all these people in the group. Yeah, I'll get to that, Ruben, just give me 1 second. Have that group of people around you, or me specifically trying to help all of you guys. I may or may not be ahead of you or behind you or anything like that, but I've been there. And so it helps me stay motivated to practice what I preach. So as for a safe goal, let's break that down. I like to do SMART goals. I'm sure you guys have all heard of them, and if you haven't, I'm going to post something in the comments after this. A SMART goal is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. When you say specific, you want a specific goal, like I want to lose 50 pounds, or I want to squat 300 pounds, or I want to eat 5 healthy, consistent meals a week, right? Something that has a specific mind or idea behind it, not I want to eat healthy or I want to lose weight. That's a goal, yes, but it's not very specific. Okay, so the more specific, the more you're going to be able to hang on to it. Now, measurable, this is what's going to help hold you accountable. So make sure that you stick to it. Take measurements, record your progress, anything that's going to help you stay the course, because there are going to be times that you're going to be losing weight, you're going to be doing amazing things, but then you're going to stop losing weight. And that's where the measurements and all the scale and all that come in as tools to help you stay the course. So keep it measurable, okay? So we've got specific, measurable, attainable, or action plan. How are you going to attain this goal? What are you going to do? What's your plan of action to hit that goal, right? And make a plan. And if you don't know how to make a plan, get with somebody who knows how to make a plan. A trainer, somebody who's been down your steps before, a coach, somebody that's going to help hold you accountable to that plan. Now the next one is realistic. Is your goal realistic for you? And no one can answer that question but you. Now let's say you put on paper that you want to lose 100 pounds within X amount of time. Is that realistic for you to accomplish? Just ask yourself, is your current goal, what you're doing, realistic? And if it is, perfect. If it's not, be brutally honest with yourself and make sure that that you can achieve it, right? And if it's not, set yourself up with another goal that's going to help you get to that point that you can achieve your goal. Next up is timely. Put a timestamp on it. Goals are just dreams with a deadline, right? So put that timestamp on it. Give yourself X amount of time, and then make sure you hit that goal by that time. That's fine, Andrew. No worries, man. As for, I'm going to post this on YouTube. I know we're in the middle of it. So for those that are watching, it's a live video on Facebook. So I'm answering people's questions as they roll through. I'll do my best to repeat them so you know what they asked. And also, answering people that are commenting. So next up, talking about tools. You have tape measures. You have scales. You have all kinds of things out there that you can use. But the biggest thing that I see most people have the hardest time when it comes to losing weight is the scale. The scale is not an antidepressant, guys. It does not dictate your happiness. It does not dictate your worth. If that scale goes up when your goal is weight loss, that does not mean you are worthless, and it should not dictate your happiness. It's a great tool to have. Yes, it'll help hold you accountable, but the second it becomes something that you need to have in your life, that you need to maintain that's going to dictate whether you wake up the next day and if that scale goes up and you're bummed out for the rest of the day, don't get on the scale. Don't use it. Like, there's all kinds of other things out there that you can record progress with, and you can keep yourself accountable to that, right? So don't let that scale rule your life. Keep it as a tool that will help hold you accountable to reach those goals. Right? Okay. With that being said, going into my number 7 step, okay, or trick, understand that there will be ups and downs. There will always be ups and downs in your fitness career or your weight loss journey. When you're happy, it's gonna be great. But when you're not reaching those goals, like I said with the scale, you're gonna be down on yourself, and that's okay. But don't let it control you, right? Use your down moments as a time to fuel those good moments, right? It goes back to enjoy the process. Know that when you reach that plateau, it's just another way of your body saying, hey, I need more. I need to do more than what you're doing to me now, because you've adapted to the current programming that you've been doing. You've adapted to the current nutrition that you're doing, and it's time to change things up. That's all that means. Doesn't mean you're worthless. It doesn't mean you're not working hard enough. It just means you need to do something different. Okay? So understand that you will have those ups and downs. Okay? Let's talk about food. Okay? I know I'm saying a lot, and I'm trying to go through this as quick as I can. And if I'm going too fast, slow me down. Don't be afraid to come back and ask questions later. In my honest opinion, there are no right or wrong choices with food. There are just better. And when it comes to anything you put in your mouth, you have control over it. Don't let your sugar addiction become a coping mechanism. Don't let, your chip addiction control you, right? We all have them. We all crave those things. But in the end, you are the one who puts it in your mouth, okay? So control that. And if you have a question about it, if you're like, man, this candy bar sounds really good right now, ask yourself, how is this candy bar going to serve me versus something that's going to be a little bit more nutritious, more nutrient dense? If we're talking carbs, we're thinking like steel cut oatmeal, quinoa, stuff like that, right? Something that's going to have a little bit more substance behind it, a little bit more power behind it, that's going to fuel our body. So just always ask yourself this before you put anything in your body. If you're struggling with like a sugar craving or a salty sweet craving or anything like that can lead down to a bad road, ask yourself, is it going to serve me towards my goals, or is it going to serve me towards going a different direction? Okay. Also along those lines, don't be afraid to eat those now and then. Don't be afraid to branch out and try something else. Like, give yourself a break. Eat the candy bar every once in a while. One cheeseburger is not going to make you fat, just like one salad is not going to make you skinny, or healthy, I should say. Okay? So, there's only better choices when it comes to nutrition. Okay? Keep it simple. Okay? And while you're eating, I know that you guys may be expecting a lot of like serving sizes and stuff like that. If you are, go back to the blog. I went over that stuff. I broke it down. I'll post a link in the comments as soon as we're done. The last 3 things that you can do to help you reach your weight loss goals is eat slower. Okay, put the fork down every once in a while. It takes 20 minutes for your stomach to tell your brain, hey, I'm full. Now, a lot can happen in that 20 minutes. You can gorge yourself to absolute, complete bliss. I shouldn't say bliss, that's a bad way to put it. I don't like overeating. I hate that feeling stuffy. Like, I hate feeling overly stuffed, especially on Thanksgiving when you have like turkey and pie and rolls and grandma's homemade chicken noodle soup, and you're just like, brr, and you get really lethargic. Well, it takes about 20 minutes for your brain to tell you, or 20 minutes for your stomach to be like, hey guys, shut it down, we're full. So eat slower. Take time between bites. Put the fork down. Enjoy a conversation with somebody. Look at your Facebook. Watch a movie. Something that's going to occupy that mind to not stuff it in. Okay? Next up, eat to 80% full. Right? And now comes the question, well, how do I know what 80% full is? I've never ate to that point before. When you make your plate, every time you do it, put whatever you normally put on your plate and then take 20% of it away. And there's 80% of what you normally, right? So you've got a calorie deficit right there. You're still going to get enough food in you and then go from there. Same thing when you're going out. If you go out to eat, like to any kind of restaurant or anything like that, always ask for a box up front. Be like, hey, can I have a box? And they'll be like, what? You want a box already? You're going to just take 20% of your food and put it in the box and then just put it away. So then when you go home, if you're hungry again later, you can finish it up. You're not wasting any of it and you still have it. Okay, so eat to 20% or 80% full. Okay? Lastly, going back to kind of there are no bad foods. The carbohydrates aren't going to make you fat. Fats aren't going to make you fat, and proteins aren't going to make you fat. With that being said, they can make you fat. If you overeat protein, you're going to be fat. If you overeat fats, you're going to gain fat. If you overeat your carbohydrates, you're going to gain fat. It's all about calories in versus calories out. The more you eat, the more you consume, and the less you exercise, the more weight you're going to gain. Okay? The less you eat, like if you cut the calories out a little bit to that 80%, then you're going to lose weight if you're exercising and stuff like that. That doesn't mean starve yourself, because if you starve yourself, it's the same thing, right? Your body's going to hold on to everything. It's going to go into that starvation mode, and it's literally going to hold on to everything you have because it's adapting to the situation it's under. We'll go into that further later on. But don't be afraid to eat carbs. Don't be afraid to eat fats. Don't be afraid to eat proteins. Have a healthy balance of all of them. Go back to those serving sizes. Okay, I'll throw them in here right now in case somebody hasn't seen them. They're like, I don't know what the serving sizes are. I don't want to read a blog. Oh, I don't like reading. Just tell me. Okay, serving of protein for men is 2 flat palms right there. Okay, for women it's 1. So everything I tell you today, if you're a chick or a lady, it's 1 serving and it's your palm. Okay. For men, it's 2. Okay. Next up, carbohydrates is a cupped hand, just like this. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. Perfect. Okay. Vegetables, fist. Okay. Fats, first knuckle, up to the top. Those are your serving sizes. You want to try to eat at least 3 meals a day. 3 meals a day. Okay. I will be posting these same rules, so you guys don't have to keep going back through this 30-minute video or however long we've been, like 10 minutes. I'll post all this stuff in the comments so you can come back to them. If you guys have any other questions and that you may not want to ask in front of everybody, don't be afraid to message me or anything like that. Get in contact with me. I'll be more than happy to break everything down a little bit more simply. I'm still new to this Facebook Live thing, so please bear with me as we go through it. I hopefully will be getting better and better as we go. So it's a learning process for both of us. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in and paying attention to what I have to say. It means a lot. And again, always like and share the group if you think you have somebody that can learn from this or be inspired by it to better their lives. invite them or ask them to join the group, and we'll get you guys going. All right? Thanks.